What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. Look, I know it's late. It is weeks late. But I'm trying to get caught up on this whole Force thing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love the whole Power series, and I'm trying to hang in there. Force just ain't really doing it for me, but I'm going to go ahead and get you guys these reviews and get caught up so I can get back over to TSF and hang out with my fellas over there because I'm so far behind. I can't even do the reviews with them, but we're going to get caught up so I can get back over to TSF so we can do what we do, okay? So I'm still on episode 4. We on episode 4, Force, season 2 of Force. And so we start this episode off. Look, Jannard is strung out. I don't know how my baby. Well, he ain't my baby. I never really liked Jannard, but Jannard is strung out. Okay, and he is having visions of what he did to Lil K, and he is just having this whole hallucination situation. We're gonna see his problem continue to spiral and affect all aspects of his situation. Okay. Then we get over here to the task force. Now, the task force is, you know, they are getting out in the neighborhood. They are doubling down. They know that Tommy is the key, or they feel like Tommy is the key, and they are doubling down so that they can, you know, do what they have to do to try to get Tommy. So they are increasing police presence in the neighborhoods, which they hope will pressure, you know, put some pressure on the people to come forward. Now, while this is going on, Tommy is romancing over on Maria, Miguel's sister, which I totally hate this storyline because it is so unnecessary. It is really, really, really unnecessary. He's teaching her how to drive, and then she confesses that she really did kind of know how to drive, so she's flirting with Tommy. Tommy's flirting with her, and they are really acting like her brother ain't a whole psychopath. And that, Tommy, you doing business with her brother, and he has already warned you, and her brother is a whole psychopath. Now, the feds are observing this, and they recognize who Maria is, and they realize, ding, 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 Tommy is flirting with Miguel, who he's doing business with, and Miguel's sister is absolutely on the do not touch list. So they got something in their back pocket that they feel like, a card that they can play. They got pictures and everything. Now, down to the barbershop, Diamond, with Leon, the little boy that was getting bullied, that Diamond said he was going to teach him how to box. His mama coming there flirting and everything. And we see that Diamond is getting closer, you know, working with Leon, helping Leon get his confidence and stuff like that. You know, again, not really sure where that's going to go. But his mama was definitely putting on the screws, heavy, locked and loaded. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, now Walter is struggling. He is trying to get his payment for the Irishman. The Irishman, you know, what's his name? Colin? Fallon. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Of course, he is wanting his money. And Paulie is like, listen, just ask them for an extension. Just be upfront and real and tell these people you need an extension. And Walter is like, hell to the no. Hell to the no. And don't you say nothing either. I will handle it, and I'm going to do what I need to do. I don't need them to know my situation. I don't need them to see any weakness in me. Well, Paulie goes against goes against what Walter says, and Paulie actually ends up going to, is his name Colin Fallon? The Irish dude. Y'all know how I am with these names. I thought I wrote his name down. But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. He goes to him and he says, listen, it's on me. Walter needs extra money, but it's on me. And he actually takes him some money and says, listen, I'm asking for a favor. I'm really asking. Can you please just give him a little extra time? It's my fault. You know, I have a sick wife. I got a son that's out in the streets. And Walter has been, you know, really trying to help me out. And oh boy, know that Paulie full of it. He know that don't have nothing to do with why Walter is stuck. But he was like, okay, you know, I'm going to think about it. Well, he goes back and lets Walter know, because Walter actually does come up with the money, and he is able to pay on time, and he lets Walter know. He said, I didn't think you was going to be able to do it. He said, I'm going to have to go ahead and give you credit. I didn't think you was going to be able to do it. He said, you know, Paulie came to me and asked me, you know, to give you an extension. He fell on the sword for you. Well, Walter was pissed off, and what Walter do? He went over to Paulie's house, cussed him out, embarrassed him in front of his sick wife, and fired him. Okay, so I got that out the way. That's the whole Paulie Walter situation. But let's rewind. Boop, boop, boop. Jannard is cutting up. He is stepping on his whatever little supply he has left, baby, he is stepping on it so hard, you know, you can see it in the sky, okay? It is just baby powder and a sprinkle of something else, okay? And his, you know, he really only got a few soldiers that's still left. Now, the one dude, he know Jannar is full of it. He know that Jannar is you know, he suspects that Jannar did something to Lil K. He was like, "What's up with your neck?" He was like, "You know, we you know, we got a little mark on your neck." And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And while this is going on, he's steadily getting high. So he peeping it, he's side-eyeing it, but he's still loyal to a certain degree. I don't think he's going to be blindly loyal, but I think that in his mind, because he does have the history with Jannar, I think he's really trying to work it out. Now, while this is going on, Tommy is still on his date. He out in the zoo. Again, you are out in public with this woman like she is not on the do not disturb list. Like, I don't understand you, sir. But he runs into one of Rojas's men down to the zoo who I guess didn't get the memo that they were working with Rojas. Either that or Rojas ain't sending the memo. You see what I'm saying? And he tried to roll up on Tommy in the bathroom, and Tommy had to do what Tommy does, okay? He won't be telling nobody. He tried to talk to him first. He tried to let him know, look, we're on the same team now. We are not separate. We are together. And old boy was like, well, I didn't get that memo. So as far as I'm concerned, you are my enemy, and the enemy of my enemy, I got to take out. I got to handle it. And Tommy is like, all right, well, let's do this. And then Tommy did what Tommy does, you know. He won't be telling nobody. Okay. We get down to D-Mac is out in the streets. He trying to get back on. You know, he was like, I ain't gonna get caught slipping again because he done stole his daddy's uncle's weapon out the house. He flirting with old girl trying to get a date. And she told him, first of all, I don't mess with broke dudes. And second of all, I don't mess with dudes that got dirty dreads. Now, I'm kind of with her on that one. D-Mac, I can't do nothing with that hair. I mean, I can't do nothing with you anyway. You like 10. But I'm just saying, a grown man. I can't do nothing with that. So D-Mac spent the rest of the episode, well, not the rest of the episode, but he trying to get with old girl. She finally agrees to go out on a date with him, but he gets a little sidetracked on that date. We'll get to that in a second. Now, down to Claudia's apartment, she is trying to convince Vic that it is time for them to make a move on their daddy. Okay? She said, listen, Daddy is never going to let us be in charge, okay? He's going to keep playing this game with us and keep doing this back and forth with us until one of us gets enough balls to stand up to him and let him know that, you know, we came to play. And Vic is like, I really ain't trying to hear all of that. Like, I tried to work with you. You did me dirty. Daddy did me dirty. He was like, I might as well deal with the enemy I know than the enemy I don't know. I don't know what you going to do. I never know where you going, left, right, up, or down. But I know what Daddy doing. So I'm going to just go ahead and stay over here. She was like, you such a punk. They be punking Vic. I swear they be punking Vic. She was like, you such a punk. She was like, so you just gonna let Daddy do what he did to Gloria? You're not gonna avenge her death? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna get Dad back. You know, he knows. And she was like, well, I guess you ain't seen what he's done to her bar. He was like, what you talking about? So she said, go down there and check it out. So he goes down to the bar, baby. Come to find out, the bar, he done turned the bar into a whole script club, okay? He's got scrippers everywhere. And, of course, Vic is mad. And that is what makes Vic finally go to Claudia and say, all right, let's make this happen. Vic, you are so predictable. You are so predictable. So Claudia is going to get in bed with the Serbs, but we'll get to them later. Because, of course, Vic is like, well, the Serbs are the ones that killed Gina. I mean, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Everywhere I go, somebody done did me dirty. My daddy did me dirty. You done did me dirty. The Serbs did me dirty. Tommy, I don't really think Tommy did me dirty. I'm just not interested in doing any business with Tommy because I can't trust him. I don't know what to tell you, Vic. You probably just should go ahead and go along with the plan you and Gina had minus Gina. I don't know. So down to the barbershop. The cop is shaking Diamond down, okay? The cop said, listen, my sister done had a little turn for the worse, and I need some more money. And Diamond was like, sir, that's not how this works. Like, just because I'm a drug dealer doesn't mean I have endless amounts of money, even though he kind of does. He was like, I can't just give you money every time you decide you need $20, $30, $40. He asking for $50,000. And Diamond was like, sir, I don't know what kind of money you think we making over here. He said, listen, I really don't care. Like, either you give me the money or, you know, I'm going to do what I got to do. So Tommy comes in and lets Diamond know what happened down to the park, right? Of course, Tommy don't tell him that he was on a date with Maria, but he lets him know what happened down to the park. And Tommy knows about the cop being around, and Tommy's a little leery, but you know, Diamond lies to Tommy, whatever. Later on in the episode, we see Tommy sees Diamond with the cop again, and of course he's like, all right, is Diamond snitching? Like, what's really going on? Because you know, Tommy always has his antennas up, and if I was Tommy, I probably would be thinking a little something too. This is the second time I done seen you having clandestine meetings with this dirty cop. Yeah, bruh, we need to have a conversation. So Tommy actually ends up confronting Diamond. And Diamond was like, bruh, I'm not talking to the cop. Like, so he ends up telling Tommy that the cop is shaking him down and what's really going on. And Tommy was like, okay, well, we need to take care of that. Like, to be perfectly honest about the matter, like, that's not going to work. We got to handle that. We'll get back to that. Now, D-Mac is at the house. He is climbing the walls, right? He want to get back in the game. He was like, listen, I understand that you got me out here working, like, with my brain, but I really want to be on them streets. And Tommy is like, bruh, you are smart. You have a talent. I'm trying to keep you out of the mess. First of all, you almost died. Not once, but twice, okay? And I'm trying to keep you out of the mess. I'm allowing you to use your brain and help us with your mind. Like, you still in the game. You just playing a different position. And D-Mac tells him, listen, either you gonna put me on or I'm going over to treason. And Tommy let him know, let me explain something to you what you don't want to do. You don't want to rumble with your Uncle Tommy. You don't want me to feel like you done slipped, switched, snitched, or none of that, okay? Don't let me see you on them streets or it's going to be a problem. And Tommy told him, if I got to handle it, I'll kill you myself. And we know Tommy will. I mean, D-Mac got a soft spot, but hell, Tommy killed his whole fiance. Like, 2 of them. He killed 2 of them. No, he didn't kill the second one. I take that back. He didn't kill the second one. Now, down to the feds. A situation that fell in their lap. Y'all remember last season when the DJ and the girlfriend and Tommy and Vic rolled up on them and they ended up having to, you know, take care of the DJ and they did it in front of the girlfriend? Well, baby, the girlfriend then got picked up and she is telling the feds, look, I can give you, you know, I witnessed a murder take place and I can give you that information. And so they were like, well, tell us what's up. So she was able to tell them what happened and who it was and all of that. And they were like, well, who was? She was like, it was some like gangster dude, you know, some mafia type dude and some other white guy. Like, I don't know. So of course she said Vic. I think his name was Vic. So she had Vic's name, but she couldn't remember Tommy's name. But they pretty much figured that it was Tommy, right? So they bring Vic in for questioning. Mind you, they bring Vic in just as he's supposed to be headed over to Claudia's house for them to solidify. Am I jumping ahead of myself? I'm jumping ahead of myself. See, that's what happens when you watch 2 episodes back to back. Let me just put a P on that. Put a pause on that. Okay. But neither here nor there. They spent, and we see that the DA is willing, the ADA, that she is really willing to bend the rules and break the rules to try to get Tommy. Because, of course, that is who she wants ultimately. And, of course, her husband is looking at her side-eye like, you really are willing to do whatever to get this mayor's position. And she was like, it's not about the mayor's position. It is about me getting Tommy. So, basically, she makes that girl identify Vic, right? They show her line up and she points the picture at Vic and points at Vic and like, you sure you don't know who that is? You sure that's not who you saw? So, she does identify Vic, but, I mean, you know. But it's enough for them to pick Vic up. Like I said, we'll get to that. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me rewind. So, we see Claudia meet with the Serbs and basically let the Serbs know that she is coming to them with a business proposition. And he was like, I ain't doing business with Walter. She was like, you're not doing business with Walter. You're doing business with me. Like, I'm bringing you this deal. And Walter you ain't got to worry about Walter. We're going to take care of that, right? Because, of course, she done already hit Vic with, we need to kill Walter. We need to take care of that. Da, as she says. Da. Now, down to the gym, it's Ashanti. I think her name is Ashanti, but the girl that been messing with Jannard, he confesses to her that he took care of Lil K. And she was like, are you serious? Like, you're not thinking. You are straight up bugging. Like, this is going to cause problems. And she also asked him, like, are you on that shit? And he was like, listen, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. Like, I need you to calm down. Like, and so she backs down because I think in that point she realizes, okay, let me bring my volume and my attitude down because I'm not really getting nowhere but yelling at him. So let me bring it down. And she was like, "Nah, I got you, baby. I got you, boo." But she see what's going on, and she realizes that Jannar is spiraling. I don't know what she's gonna do about it, but she realizes there's a situation going on. Now Jannar then got picked up by Miguel. And Miguel then threatened him and told him, "Look, bruh, where's my money? Like, you owe me, you owe the Serbs. Don't think you're gonna put the Serbs over me." And he threatens Jannar. Now, while he's about to do something to Jannar, that's when Maria walks in because she knows it's time for him to take his medicine. And he yells at her and she yells back at him. And I guess he was embarrassed enough or whatever that he kind of backed up off of doing anything to Jannar in that moment, which was interesting because I mean, from a storyline point of view, it was interesting. Like, I feel like they had to keep Jannar around a little bit longer, but I definitely thought it was interesting that Miguel let Jannar just walk. But anyway, so then we see Jannar with his people, and his people are like confronting him. They were like, "Look, I was there when you got the text when Lil K, when you asked Lil K to come pick you up. I was with him. So you the last person to see Lil K." And Jannar was like, "I don't know what you talking about. I wasn't with Lil K." And they was like, "Yeah, nah, you was with him." And none of them trust Jannar. None of them believe what Jannar is saying. They know Jannar is getting high on his own supply. And basically they really ready to bounce, right? So they just confront him and let him know that this is a problem. So one of them actually going to draw a weapon on him. And Jannar finally says, "You know what? I did it. I killed Lil K. And I did what had to be done because Lil K didn't follow instructions. So I did what had to be done." So, of course, it turned into a whole fight, and basically most of his crew left him hanging. Most of his crew rolled out on him, and they're going to go join another clique. So Jannar is really down to like 2 people. And no drugs and no money, and he getting high. Jannar is down bad. Okay. Vic agrees to work with Claudia after he went down to the bar and saw what was going on at the bar. Maria shows up at Tommy's house so they can have a date. Tommy got her favorite restaurant, her favorite food that she had told him that she liked so much or whatever. And he gets a call telling him that, it's time for the meetup with the cop. So he got to roll out. Here's what I don't understand. On top of the fact that this woman is persona non grata, like you're not supposed to be messing with her, then he leaves her alone in his apartment. Tommy, you know better than this. Like, at the end of the day, you don't even, like, the way that she flipped on you so quickly, your antennas should be up. She went from, "Don't speak to me, don't look at me, I don't want to know nothing about you," to, "Oh, let's go driving and let's go walk through the zoo, and ooh, I'm coming over to your house and we're going to dance to slow music." And like, in my mind, I was thinking she was setting Tommy up. I really was. Because it just seemed too easy. And then you leave her in your apartment. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? Now, while this is going on, D-Mac is bonding with his daddy. And he tells daddy that he got a date. And daddy gives him some money so he can go take the girl out on the date or whatever. Now, let me rewind. Diamond called Tommy to let Tommy know that the task force was onto him because his little lawyer friend let him know that the task force was onto him. And he was like, "Well, how did they get my name so fast?" She was like, "I don't know, but I'm out of favor. So watch your back, keep your head on a swivel, and don't touch nothing. You stay as far away from any transactions as you can get, okay?" So that's part of the reason why Tommy had to leave too. Now the lawyer tells Diamond, "You might want to get you an inside man that can get you information, because honestly, I can't get you that. Like, I'm out of options." So of course he's like, "Well, maybe we can get Seamus, the cop. Maybe we can get the dirty cop to work with us." So they're meeting with the cop. Tommy and Diamond, they're meeting with the cop and they're talking to him about, maybe we can work together. Maybe we can, make this a thing. And while they're trying to, negotiate the conversation, who come walking in the door and shoots him in the head? D-Mac, sir, talking about something. I was here to help you. I was here to protect you. So nobody asked for your help. Nobody asked for your protection. D-Mac, what is wrong with you? Sir. So anyway, that's what had happened. So now you don't have an inside man, and now y'all done offed a cop, okay? Now, granted, the cop did have a gun on them at the time, but still, D-Mac, if you was minding your business, you wouldn't have to worry about what was happening down in that basement. But anyway, that's how the episode is, y'all. And again, I'm gonna get y'all to. I already looked at episode 5, so we're gonna go ahead and knock out episode 5 too, and then I can get to 6, 7, 8. Y'all can get caught up. Talk to y'all later. Peace.